Hello guys, welcome to this Java tutorial for beginners. In our today's video, we will continue our discussion about arrays in Java. And today we will understand how single dimensional arrays are created and also how to access the values in a single dimensional array. So without wasting time, let's get started. Now let us see how we can declare a single dimensional array in Java. So the signature of a single dimensional array is, that we have this element type followed by the square brackets and then we have this array name, right? And here in this case, we have this data type or the element type as integer. Then we have the square brackets and the array name, that is marks. So this marks the declaration of a single dimensional array. Now let us see how we can construct an array. So in order to construct an array for a fixed number of elements of a specific type, we need the new operator. So the syntax is as follows. So on our left hand side of the equal to, we have the array name, and on the right hand side we have the new operator followed by the element type, and inside the square brackets we have the array size. Alright, and here in this case our array marks is constructed using the syntax as follows: new, then we have the element type, that is int, and inside the square brackets we have the array size, that is 3, right? So it cannot store more than 3 elements in a array. All right. Now let us see one of the methods to initialize an array. So here we can see that we have our array name, and followed by that we have the square brackets, and inside our square bracket there is some number, right? So this number represents the index. So basically, each element or each value is stored at this particular index, right? And so for our marks, for the first student is stored at the index 0, for the second student it is stored at index 1, and so on, right? And one thing you must note is that our index start from 0 and not 1 in an array, right? So our first index will be 0, right? Or the first marks will be stored at the index 0 and not 1. All right. Now Java also provides the means for declaring, constructing, and explicitly initializing an array in one declaration statement, which you can see here on line 18. So we have declared, constructed, and explicitly initialized the array in one statement itself, right? So here we have this array IDs and it contains the size of 4. So since we have this 4 elements, so the array size is 4, right? So we have the values 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? And our first value is stored at the 0th index. All right. And if you want to initialize an array with the elements in this separate line, then we have the syntax which we have already seen in our previous video. So what we need to do is, in our next line we have this array name, and after that we need to use the new keyword, followed by that we have the element type, the square brackets, and you must note that I have not written any array size, right? And after that we have this curly braces which contains all the elements. So whenever in Java we use this kind of expression to create an array, it is called as anonymous array. All right. So this is nothing but your anonymous array. All right. Now let us see how we can access individual elements of an array. So in order to access the individual elements of an array, we have the syntax something like this. So first we have the array name, after that we have the square brackets, and it contains the index, right? So here in this case we have this weights array, and at our first index, so you know that arrays start from 0, so our first index is 89 and it contains the element 89.1. So we'll access this element with help of the index 1, right? So if I print, the output should contain 89.1, right? So let me run this program now. So now let us execute the program. So let me run it, and here you can see we have the output as 89.1. Now before we understand how we can find all the elements in an array using loop, let us understand the important array variable called as length, right? So with the help of this array variable length, we can find the length of an array, right? So here in this example, I am finding the length of this array weights, right? So as you can see here, we have 4 elements. So the size or the length of an array is 4, right? So let me run this program and we shall verify the output. Now let us see how we can use the for loop to access all the elements of an array. So here in this example, we will be accessing all the elements in our weights array, right? So here we have the for loop and our index will start from 0, right? And as you know that in arrays, the index starts from 0. Then in our condition expression, we'll have this condition index less than weights dot length. As you know that our index will always be less than the array length, right? And in our updation condition, we will just update the index. So we have this index plus plus. And inside the method body, we will just print the value at particular index. All right. So now let me run this program. Now let me compile and execute the program. And here you can see we have all the elements of the weights array printed. Now let us see how we can use enhanced for loop to access all the elements of an array. So enhanced for loop is used to access all the elements of an array or collection, which we will see in future video, right? So the syntax of the enhanced for loop is that, first you have the data type, right, which is same as your array data type. Then the individual element will be stored in this variable. After that we have the colon and then your array name, right? And inside the method body we can just print the individual element, right? So if I run this program, all the elements of our array will be printed, right? So let me run this program now. Now let me run the program. And here you can see all the elements of our marks array is printed. All right. So that is it for the today's video. And don't forget to subscribe for more Java programming videos like this. And I will see you until next time.